Hello and welcome everyone, this is Mr. West, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Vernee Mars Pro smartphone. This arrived around a week or so ago from GearBest. I've been trying to take a look, but I've had other videos to finish with, so now we've done those, it's time to take a look. The reason this is significant, I suppose, is because this retails for around about €180, and for that price you do get a phone with 6GB of RAM, so they're looking at this as some sort of competitor to the OnePlus 3T, which I've got here. This is my daily driver. I have had the OnePlus 5 in for review, but this is the phone that I use every day. Still a really fantastic phone, and this particular phone here you could see as a sort of direct competitor to this. It's extremely cheap for what it is. €180 is really good value for something that does have an octa-core processor and 6GB of RAM. Before we open the box, we'll just go through a couple of the specs just to give you an idea of what you're getting for the money. So it's a 4G phone, it's got Android 7 Nougat, it's got a 5.5-inch IPS LCD display. Now it does use a Helio P25 octa-core processor, so it's not a usual sort of Snapdragon processor. It's got 6GB of RAM, it's got 64GB of built-in storage. It does have a micro SD card slot as well, which takes micro SD cards up to 256GB in size. It's got a 5-megapixel front-facing camera, 13-megapixel back camera. It's got the usual array of sensors built in. It does have a fingerprint sensor. I'll show you the interesting placement for that in a moment. It's dual SIM. It works pretty much everywhere in the world. It works in the UK, for example, if you're watching from the UK, but it supports many different bands. For example, the 2G band, it supports GSM 850, 900 and 1800 megahertz. For 3G, WCDMA 900 and 2100 megahertz, and for 4G, supports LTE 800, 1800, 2100 and 2600 megahertz band. So I think that pretty much covers most of the world. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but that would cover pretty much everybody who's looking for a phone of this type. Now, with the processor, it's not something I've ever heard, but sometimes whatever processor is used doesn't really make a huge bit of difference in sort of day-to-day usage. It tends to make more of a difference when you're looking to sort of very power-hungry tasks. So we'll open up the box in a moment, but that is just a rundown of the specs. It does have a 2.5D arc screen, as they call it. If you want to know what that looks like, you can see the OnePlus 3T screen just does taper over to the edges very slightly. Makes things very awkward for when you're using 3D tempered glass screen protectors, for example, because what happens is all the dust kind of gets in under the screen. But we'll take a look at this in a moment and see what it's all about. There's kind of a honeycomb effect in the box. I'm sure you can see it if I get closer. There we go, you can just about see it. It looks pretty nice. It's not sealed. This is purely for the reason I think they load the international ROMs onto the phone, so that's why there's no actual tape on the box. You can see information at the bottom of the box there showing you all about what's happening. The IMEI number and some information. There's nothing else around the box whatsoever apart from the Mars Pro and the Vernee logo at the side. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so there is the phone. Put one side, just up there. So we've got the Euro plug. It doesn't say this is a fast charger. Yes, it is. You see it there, fast charger. So we've got USB-C, cool, USB-C to USB-A adapter, and we've got the SIM ejector and some instructions which no one ever reads. Alright, so here is the phone. This way is to put it on. Okay, so here is the phone, sort of in this crude package. There's no doesn't seem to be in plastic on it. Let's see what's inside. So there it is. Wow, that feels nice. Quite surprised actually. For the money, I was expecting something which is going to be a bit, I don't know. Sometimes you expect things to be a little bit sort of plasticky or not very well finished, but that feels really nicely put together. I've got some information on the back here just telling you where everything is. You've got the volume rockers, the power button. Fingerprint scanner is actually placed up on the side, so you kind of unlock the phone when it comes out of your pocket. There's a built-in screen protector which is being pre-applied at the factory, so you've just got to peel this part off here. We've got the dual SIM slot up the side, and some information about the phone as well. So let's go ahead and take all this plastic off and see what's happening. There we go. Let's get this off, so just be careful here. So you screw up, the screen protector almost came off. Alright, so there's the phone itself. It does look a bit nondescript really. I mean, you could say that about the OnePlus 3T. I mean, there's the phones together. They look very similar from a front-facing angle if you look on these sides. So there's the sides there. So Yeah, I mean, there's not many places you can put a SIM card tray and a power button. And at the end of the day, you've got to go somewhere on the phone, and there's the left-hand side. So the volume rocker is actually on this side of the phone, so they do differ in the way that they look. And you've got the SIM card slot, that's the micro SD tray, I beg your pardon. There, I'm assuming the SIM slot is in there as well. So, okay, we'll just pop that to one side. So let's go ahead and power on and see what this is all about. Cool, so powered by Android, there's the usual splash screen. This does feel nice. This is made of aluminium, and they do say it's been sandblasted to give you more grip. I mean, it does feel quite grippy. It's not too slippery. I mean, I've covered the OnePlus 3T in the skin because this is a really slippery piece of kit. The OnePlus 5 is also the same, but this doesn't feel as slippery as that. Only time will tell. So get started. So go back. Okay, so English United States. Started here. Skip. Set it as new. Alright, so we're just going through the quick setup. It's just taking a moment. It's just checking the network. So it's got 95% battery from the box. Wow, that must have had some hell of a juice from the factory. Fantastic. Usually you get a phone that's around about the 60% mark, maybe even less, but that's got 95% battery. Wow. So just popping my details, one moment. Okay, so I've put my details in, so we're just going to go through some of the nonsense for Google setup. That's just the Google smart lock telling me that I've signed in from another device. So let's go ahead and add the fingerprint. So it's all up on the side here. So obviously if you're right-handed, you can get your thumb on there. So we'll do that in a moment. So when it's in your pocket, you could theoretically unlock the phone before you get it out of your pocket. Or if you're left-handed, it's in the right place for your index finger as well. So that's cool. So that even if it's in your left pocket, you bring out it would naturally fall where your left index finger is. That's a cool touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the fingerprint. This isn't the only phone with a fingerprint reader on the side. The Sony Xperia, the XZ, I believe, and the XZ Premium do have the fingerprint scanner built into the power button on the side. This is an entirely separate button on its own, so that's a good touch. So fingerprint pattern, no thanks. Yeah, just do the. Okay, so let's see. So I love that. Even though it's there, the standard text always says locate the fingerprint sensor on the back of the phone. So, okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. Let's see how accurate this is. I mean, as it's on the side of the phone, you kind of got a nice guide of the fronts and the backs, the front and the back of the phone itself. So that sort of gives you some sort of guide to put your thumb in the right places. Just move it around. Fingerprint added, cool. Okay, we're in. So we're in. Very much, you can see straight away, a very sort of stock Android kind of feel to it. These icons these look a bit big to me. I like sort of everything scaled right down to sort of fit the display. So straight away, that screen is nice. It's not IPS LCD. It's not very. I'm used to very saturated colours with an AMOLED panel, but that is. I mean, it's got some good viewing angles. You can see there, kind of front on. As we move away, it's not too bad. Still there. That's really good because it's an IPS display. You kind of get a good angle pretty much all of the time, so that's a good start. Let's just pull down from the top here. Okay, so we've got the standard nougat, potato, excuse me. You've got the standard pull down notification bar as well. So this touchpad thing here, asked me about it earlier. It's the built-in keyboard. It kind of obviously learns your words as you go along. So we'll just get rid of that. Get rid of the updates for a moment. So let's go ahead and look in the display settings for a moment, so I can just get this to how I like it. All right. Okay. So it's got a number of picture modes. So we've got. Okay. So this is standard. You can see the picture changing. We've got a user mode as well. So okay. So we're just going to leave it. Leave it on vivid. What the heck? Let's go. It's got brightness, so just whack it. So it's not an exceptionally bright screen, I will say that. Font size, okay, so this is where you can actually change the font size. You can go all the way largest, or go right the way down to small. That's how I like it. And display size, again, you can go to large, default, or you can go to small. So I prefer it on the smallest display size. Okay, so you've got just the usual there as well. So you've got the auto rotation, you've got the pulse notification light, which I'm assuming is up here at the top. Okay, so there we go. So that's how the screen looks now with everything kind of scaled back. So I'll just take a quick look around some of the information. So we've got the pulse notification light there. So this is the single rear piece. You've got the front facing camera there. There's nothing on the bottom. So everything is capacitive. So let's see the fingerprint scanner, see how quick that is. Try again. Try the fingerprint scanner again. Cool. It's not the quickest, I will say. Again. There we go. So it recognises your fingerprint quickly, but the phone takes a little second or so just to respond. Let's try this. So 3D Vernee Mars Pro. Go. Yeah, so you can see, you know, this is almost double the price, so you know, let's not quibble over it. So okay, so yeah, there's the front facing camera, we've got the pulse notification light, we've got the single rear piece. So on the back we've got the 13 megapixel back facing camera, looks like to be a twin tone flash, just some information about the phone at the bottom, singular loudspeaker, USB-C charging port, and the microphone. And at the top, I was just thinking, where's the headphone socket? There it is, you've got the headphone socket at the top, and that is it, there is nothing else. So far, I actually like the build on this, feels good. I mean, it's nothing exceptional in design terms, but I do like the way it looks, and it feels really good as well. It's really, really solid. There's no creaks or anything, or bends or anything. It's a very, very solid build. So let's just unlock and take a look around the rest of the phone itself. So there's your apps tray, so there's not a great deal installed, so there's not really a lot of bloatware on here. Let's just take a look. Nope, there's absolutely no bloatware whatsoever. That's a really good sign. This is basically just the stock apps which are included in the Android package. It's showing me some information about some Gmail that I've got, so we'll just clear that away. Okay, so we'll take a look at the camera. So can you double press to open the camera? Yes, you can. That's cool. So let's focus on this logo here. Okay, so this is the stock camera app. You can install Google Camera if you wish. Let's see. Ooh, what's happening here? That's really, really dark. That's not what I was expecting. When you take the photo, it looks pretty cool. So you can see there. So let's try again. Ah, right, okay. So you've got the brightness. You can actually, right. Okay, there's a learning curve here. I am planning to review this phone, but I mean the camera app, it's reasonably quick. It's nothing exceptional, but you know, does the job. So that's just a quick look at that. Just come out there. So with the, I feel they could have used this space here for capacitive keys rather than on-screen keys, to be perfectly honest with you. It does look a little bit like it's a bit of a waste of space, unfortunately, but the phone itself does feel really, really solid. Let's just see what the speaker is like at the bottom here. Speaker's not that good. Very, very weak. Okay, enough. All right, so let's have a look at web browsing. So we'll go to a Google search. Okay, so just do GS Arena. So the keyboard, as you can see, it takes up pretty much half of the screen. You can obviously install your own. You can use Gboard, you can use Flexi, SwiftKey, pretty much wherever you want. But this is the default keyboard built in. All right, so yeah, I mean the actual navigation is really quick. Let's just click on an article. The Galaxy S8 active. So yeah, that's pretty swift. Bear in mind I've got 4G tether, so the 3 network in the UK is extremely quick. So the navigation around this is good. I like this. I mean, it's got a really comfortable feel to the phone as well. You know, even though it's a 5.5-inch display, it feels comfortable in the hand. It feels pretty good. It is happening here? Yeah, I clicked on an advert, but apologies. Yeah. Cool. I mean, let's try a movie and see how we go. Back. The screen is nicely sharp, I will say that. Hi everyone. Okay, fast forward. The speaker is really weak. I'm not that impressed.
Disengage HST.
Locks releasing in 3, 2, 1.
Explorer, new data coming through. What's the blowback, Houston? It's not
The
good.
picture is good, the
Most of our
HD picture is
systems are
good,
gone.
but again,
Debris chain
it's
reaction
spoiled
is out of
by
control.
the
Rapidly
brightness, which
expanding.
isn't that
Multiple
amazing,
satellites
to be
are down
honest.
and they keep on falling. Define multiple satellites. Most of them are
Okay.
gone.
That's
Telecommunication
how we look
systems are dead.
watching movies. Just go back to normal. But yeah, I mean, it's reasonably quick. I mean, on first impressions, this is just an unboxing. I just wanted to have a quick look around the phone and see what it's like. Again, nice build. Ooh, sorry about the camera shake there. Nice build. You know, got this sort of metal ring around the camera, the antenna lines. I'm not sure how many sort of phones can sort of differ the way that looks, but the antenna lines are built there. They could have been shaded a little bit darker to match the paintwork. You can see there, you've got the continuation antenna lines are on the sides. But the build is good, it feels nice. It's not the most inspiring design in the world, but for 180 euros, that is not bad at all. We will take this for a test drive and see how it works in day-to-day life. With 6 gigabytes of RAM on board, this should theoretically fly. The processor, I've never heard of it. Perhaps I'll sort of do a bit of homework just for the review, but that is a quick unboxing of the Vernee Mars Pro phone. If you want to see anything in particular in the review, by all means leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. But that is it. That is my unboxing of the Vernee Mars Pro. I'll be doing a full review of this soon, along with the many other phones that I've got in for review. So yeah, thanks very much for watching guys. My name is Mr. West, and I'll catch you guys later.